So now it's my great pleasure to introduce Carmel Murphy. So Carmel and I have known each other for probably a good couple of years, maybe longer now. And Carmel's a digital marketer. She teaches entrepreneurs and business owners digital marketing, and she really helps businesses to embrace the online world and to use some of the apps and tools that are out there, and to create some good digital strategies that they can use in business to generate leads, inquiries, and really propel their business forward. So Carmel's a wealth of knowledge. She is a coach as well. She's been in the corporate world, so she's covered the lot. And tonight she's going to be talking to us about the top 5 videos. She's actually coming to us from Perth today. So she's over in Western Australia, so it's probably still sunshine and light over there.
Yeah.
So it's good to have you, Carmel, and welcome, and thanks for sharing with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nick. And what an introduction. And yes, you're right. It is sunshine. And I apologize in advance if you hear a rooster or a goose in the background, but they're in my garden and I can't shut them up. So many people online. It's so awesome. And I'm not from New Zealand, in case you can't tell. I've got an Irish accent. But my partner is from New Zealand. But he's from what they call the cold hole, which is Invercargill down the very bottom. So I'm kind of at a bit of an affiliate with some of you guys. But thank you so much, Nick, for having me here. I'm just really excited. And some of those apps that you've just shared, they're freaking amazing. I haven't even heard of some of those. And there's so much stuff coming out so quickly from everything. So I may need to lock my content for safety reasons. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway. So I'm going to share with you in a moment my screen so that I can share some PowerPoint stuff with you, mostly to keep me on track. I was going to ask you guys, what did you want mostly, but you've covered it with the question that Nick asked you, like marketing via video to promote your business and encourage your business to people to actually buy from you. So in the right room. But what we're going to cover is not the apps per se today, because we this with you and make sure that we have the right screen working and all of that, you know, so we get a little bit of stuff happens every now and again. And it just happened. There we go. So can somebody just let me know if you can actually see my screen now with a thumbs up or a comment or whatever? You can see my screen. For some reason, I can't see the chat box.
All looking good.
Yeah.
You're online.
Awesome. Cool. Perfect. It's always good when a plan comes together, as I say. As Nick said about asking questions, what I would say is I literally can't see the chat box all the time when I'm in the middle of this. So please write down your questions and then unmute yourself at the end, and I'm happy to answer all of them. That's probably the best way. Save me scrolling and reading all the comments, or you can type them in at the end so we have a bunch of all the questions together. Otherwise, I don't want to miss a question for any of you guys. So I want to make sure you get the most value out of today. Now, I will be sharing some examples as well. I apologize in advance for some of the sound. One of my speakers blew out, so it's a little bit tinny, but you'll get the idea. So let's get going. So this is what we're going to cover tonight, the best top 5 videos to use now. What you should say in your videos. I love that you shared that one, Nick, about the teleprompt. There is a time to use a prompter and there's a time not to. You're exactly right. So if you're doing a really clear, succinct marketing video where it's you speaking, well, it's really good to have a teleprompter and actually form your script beforehand and then practice, and your short-term memory just keeps it lickety-split like that, and it comes out really easily and succinctly. So there is times to use that, but yeah, times not to. How to make your audience more likely to buy from you, and how to use video without having to be in front of the camera. So many people are so afraid, not you or I, Nick, I know that, but they're so afraid of actually being in front of the camera. Believe it or not, years ago, I was that bad when I was getting married. My parents didn't know how the hell I was going to go through the wedding because I used to hide for every photograph. But some people are still scared of that, or it becomes a hurdle that stops them making video. And in this day and age, as things have pivoted, as Nick said, it's really, really vital that you start using some form of video, or you're going to miss out, or you're going to actually end up being behind, because Facebook themselves reckon that by 2021, it'll be 90% video just on Facebook alone. And you can see LinkedIn already are starting to do more videos, obviously Instagram and things like that. So it's really vital to do that. And I'll give you some examples of videos. So I have a 2-day workshop coming up. So the videos I'm going to show you are examples from that one, because they're the most relevant previous ones that I've just done. If you've been watching on my Facebook page, I've been giving tips for videos the last week or so. And I even made one crazy one, a little bit challenging one for fun, with a new app I found with errors in it to see if people could find them. So that's kind of what we're going to cover, guys. So let's get into it. So that, so a tiny little bit about me. I'm not going to give you lots and lots of stuff. You know, just a brief, you know, I'm Irish. I'm the youngest daughter of 5 girls in Ireland, little tiny town. And my background was hospitality. That's where I started. I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I worked in hospitality and thought, well, I want to be able to work with people and have fun. And I stayed in it for far too many years. But I had heaps of skills through that. And I worked my way up in hospitality. I worked my way up then into recruitment, but it was hospitality recruitment. But I always remember going, well, I don't want to work these late nights. I don't want to do this. What else can I do? And I went and I looked and I became a coach, because I thought if I became a coach, I'm working with people and people are going to pay me, right? Didn't work. I actually had lots of skills, but I couldn't market them very well, is one thing that I really have discovered. So as I tried to do coaching, and I went in and out of business for many, many years, as we all do, although some people, we don't admit it. And I tried my best, but what was happening was I was afraid to ask for money. I was afraid of the sales, and I certainly would not get in front of a camera. So over the last 5 years in particular, it has gone, well, hang on, how can I do this better? How can I start marketing my business? And I did do that. And then people started saying, well, how are you doing it? And I went, oh, well, maybe I can show them. And then in the last 2.5 years in particular, video has really started to morph up. So we've been doing that and running workshops in the last 2.5 years with video, copywriting, and marketing strategy. So it's all about the right message to the right person at the right time. So many people keep saying, what kind of video will I do? I go, well, what kind of video does your ideal client want to hear? So you really need to start there. So that's a little bit about me. I live in Perth now. I work with a couple of other people collaboratively as well. Collaboratively, is that the right word? And we have memberships, we have online, and we usually have a retreat, but that's not going to happen this year because for obvious reasons. We could do it in Perth, but not everybody will come to Perth. So we've decided to do a different program. So video is one of the biggest things that we need to do to make sure that your business is growing. And I love that the guys that are here, forgot to show my photo, are exactly on that. So that's it about me. I'm going to get into it. And these are the styles of videos that you really need to be focusing on. So number one is problem. So make videos on the problem your product or service solves for your customers. So we need to look at an emotional, you know, what is the problem they're solving? And I'm not talking about, and this is one of the things that really is quite funny. People say, oh, it's procrastination. Yeah, that's kind of a high chunky meme that we all agree on. But how does procrastination come out as a problem for that person? So what I mean by that is, for example, people might say, I'm procrastinating about my business. I know all the things I should do, but I'm not getting it done. But what's the internal dialogue and the emotion that's coming out? So for example, they may say, I know what to do. I just don't know how to do it. If I could just get one person to show me. So we need to be starting to talk to them in that language. So that's why it's important to really know who you're talking to. So I hope this makes sense. Describe the problem and show the problems as they show up in their world. Remember, that's a vital piece to remember, that it has to show up in their world. And what's the language they're saying it? It's very easy to find out, guys. Hop on to Facebook. There's another, maybe one of the guys can put it into the chat box, another one called Ask the Public. Ask the Public is a website where you can type in something and it will give you this amazing screen of what people have asked in how, why, what around that topic that you've put it in. It's free for 2 searches a day, I think, from one IP. So you can do 2 from your phone, 2 from the PC, or it's a paid product as well. So it's a really useful one, and that or keywords. You can find out exactly what people are asking around that. So it has to be, of course, attached to what your product actually solves. So there's no point in you saying, doing a video on the problem of weight loss when you don't have the skill or the product that actually help with weight loss, for example. So that's one of the top styles of video to really start working on. And I will show you an example of that in a few moments. So problems, talk about their problems, have a look in Facebook pages, whether it's LinkedIn or wherever they are. What are the words they're using? What are they asking for help with? So if quite often I'll see people talking about videos and they will ask it. So I'll make a video about their problem in the video to build a business. Hope that makes sense so far, but let's go on to the next one, because I know you're going to have lots of questions, guys. So I want to get as much in as possible so you get as much value. The next one is desire. So we want to talk to their core desires. Now, what is it that they don't have right now? So, you know, when you look at the grass is greener kind of thing, who do they look at and they go, oh, if only I was techie like that. If only I knew how to put videos. If only I had the time of. So you need to start looking at what is it that they desire and how can you help them to achieve their desires. So be very careful here that you don't have too much hype, because it will activate their bullshit triggers. So you know yourself, you have seen some stuff and you've gone, yeah, that sounds too good to be true. So we need to understand the unconscious workings of the mind. So when I talk about core desires, think about, and some of you may have experience with this, I know the coaches in the room certainly will, when we talk about our core needs, for example, so what is it that they need from a core needs emotional type? So do they need a bit of certainty about stuff? Are they looking at other people and going, oh my God, if only I had all that variety in my life, if only I had enough money to do that. Most things come down underneath to time and money. They don't have enough time, but it's not the time that we want that they desire. It's actually what the time will give them. So what do they want more time for? They want more time to, maybe it's to go and spend time with family. Maybe they want more time because they want to exercise more. Maybe they want more time because they want to travel the world. So be aware of it's the result of having the more time that is their actual desire. It's not desire to have more time. And I really hope you get that distinction, because quite often I got stuck in it myself at one stage. It's like, oh, they just want more time. They just want more money. Well, no, they don't. It's what will more money give them? What do they perceive more money will give them that they don't already have? So we need to talk to that desire around that. As I say, just be careful, you know, too much hype will trigger that bullshit. And here's a little extra tip as well. Getting a no is actually more powerful than getting a yes. So if you can be really specific about certain questions that you ask, they're orchestrated questions, I guess is the way to say it. So for example, are you making all the money that you want to make right now? The answer will be no, if that's where they are. So getting those kind of no questions puts down the barrier, and it's much easier for them to say yes, rather than just getting yes, yes, yes. And then if there's a maybe at all, the unconscious mind straight away shuts down and it becomes a no, because no is a safe answer in light of anything uncertain. So just be aware of that. Number 3 is questions. What questions are people typing into Google? I like to say, what are they typing into Google in the middle of the night? What are they asking? What are they really stuck with? Again, great place to find this is in Facebook groups and LinkedIn. What are they asking about videos? Make videos that answer those questions. They answer those questions with a spin on what it is you can help them with. And I hope that makes sense in terms of when you answer those specific questions for them, they'll kind of start seeing you as the expert, and then you can lead into whatever your product or, and look, sometimes the purpose of your videos may just be to build an audience. It doesn't have to be for sales. Although if you use these style of videos, they're more likely to convert in whatever call to action that you put on that. So make videos that target those questions, because they go, oh my God, it's like she reads my mind. She knows what I'm talking about. So make sure that we check the questions, provide the answers or access to the answers. So even if you don't know the complete and utter answer to everything, remember, if you connect somebody to somebody who does have the answer, then you'll still be seen as the conduit that brought them together. So I quite often have people that I have referred to other people, but they still keep coming back to me as the person that has the answers to their questions. So when they want somebody for something else, they'll come back and ask me again. I hope we're going all right. I can't see anybody, so I hope it's going all right, Nick. So number 4, stories, 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 stories. Think about the hero's journey. The hero's journey is 11, 12 steps. It's used in every movie. It's actually used in religion if you want to look at it. The steps of the hero's journey is about being able to, you know, get the call to adventure, refusal of the call, and then it's, you know, the hero fixes everything in the end. You know, he goes through all this bad stuff and, you know, all these things get in the way. You get jokers, you get people trying to trick you, tricksters and everything on the way. But it's being able to triumph over any kind of adversity. So if you take that in a small pocket, it can be your story. It can be somebody else's story. So it may be the story, for example, of one of your clients. And comparison is one of the best things. Contrast is one of the best things in any kind of visual reference, in videos in particular. Think about weight loss. There's before and after. Think about baldness. You know, there's bald, then somebody has a hair transplant, they have hair. So when you can see a before and after, so that's what we want to do in stories, and you can do it really well within a video. So again, if you feel, and some people feel that, oh my God, I don't have a great story, what's going on? It could be that you tell somebody else's story, but it makes sure that you get it as a very good big contrast, the before and after, and the bit of a journey of how they got there. And obviously that will include something of what it is your product or service is and how you can help them do that. It's a great way. We communicate by story. We talk to each other by stories all the time. Stories help show them how they can solve, how you can solve their problems rather, to satisfy their desires. Really, we make decisions, guys, on emotion. We make decisions and work with people because we know, like, and trust them, or they have something that on an emotional level answers a problem. Think about the last time you bought something from a video. What was it that triggered you to buy it? And why did you buy that video? So number 5, and then I'm going to show you a couple of examples, guys. Behind the scenes. Now, I did a Facebook Live just before this, and I'm sure Nick did one as well. And we do them in lives a lot. But Kerwin Ray is one of the best people I've seen at this. Kerwin Ray, obviously quite successful, and he can afford to have somebody following him all the time. But he shows a lot of the behind the scenes of what goes on with his business. And one of the more recent ones was he had some kind of rash or reaction to something, and he got some... The guy helped him to actually cure that. You saw the process he went through, and miraculously within a couple of hours, this rash started to disappear. Like, it was behind the scenes. You don't see that happening when people are showing up up front. So showcase you and your personality in that. Showcase your professionalism. Your proof of what you do is accessible to them. Now, there's a bit of a borderline of that. You can go too far with the, you know, out every day with the jammies on or whatever. You want to have it for your audience that's really suitable for your audience, that they can see you're human too, and that if you can do it, so can they. So you want to kind of create that kind of thing. So always ask yourself, what am I trying to show them? Because there's always a strategy behind this type of video and every kind of video. So that's kind of the 5 types. Now I'm going to give you an example of 3 of them. As I said, it's for an actual course that I'm doing this weekend, but they're just the most recent ones I have, and I thought they'd be a good opportunity. So before I just do that, let me just double check in. How are we going, guys? I know I went through that quite quickly, but I wanted to leave lots of time for questions around it. How are we going, guys, so far? Any questions?
Really good, thank you.
Yeah, any questions before I go into the examples? Cool. No. Oh, we got a thumbs up. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to spread it out and spread it back. So I'm going to unplug this, and I'm going to, as I say, apologize in advance for the sound if the sound's a little bit tinny. So after, I've got 3 little videos to show you. So after each one, I'll open it up for questions around that one. Now, videos that I'm talking about now are designed that you don't have to be in front of the camera. You can be. So remember, you can always import your videos into this as well. I made a video the other day, if time, I might show you that one, where I actually walked through on Facebook the steps of how to make it. And then I made one just using those steps to show people how it was. But I put images of me in it, but I put other little videos in it. And some of those tools that Nick shared today are awesome for that. And there's so many more as well. And it's not about the shortage of tools to make all these. It's about actually building the skill to do it. Because there's 2 parts in any kind of learning. Number 1 is the knowledge. And let's face it, you can hop on YouTube, I can hop on YouTube. We can find out all the knowledge we need to right now really easily on making just about anything. But it's actually putting in the practice and the skill of being able to do it and stuffing it up and finding what's working and not working. That's the part where we quite often forget to allow the time for, and we think, oh, we can't do this if it's not done, you know, in that instant society that we find ourselves in. So make sure that you know that these ones are a specific kind of video that I'm going to show you, but you can change them. You can use the same kind of format to do it with yourself, with artificial intelligence. So many of them have now. They have voiceovers. You can put your own voiceover in it. But let's have a look at this first one, guys. So just give me 1 sec. Now, let me make sure that the right speaker is on. I'm just going to test if you can hear the sound first, if that's all right. Can somebody let me know if you can hear that sound? Can you hear that sound, guys?
Yep, all good. Can hear that.
Oh, you could. Thank you. I'll go back to the beginning. So this is one, as I said, that we made, and this is based on problem. This is a problem type video. Okay, so I put it on YouTube for the ease of use in here just. So first and foremost, are there any questions around that before we go on to the next one? Oops.
Can I ask, what was the software that you used to produce that?
Yeah, sure. So, and look, I'm happy to share any of the software. I have a few different ones. This one here was made on Video Maker FX, I beg your pardon. Video Maker FX, that one was. There's another one I'm going to show you. So, you know, I have Doodly, we have Video Maker, you have InVideo. As I say, it's not about, what do you call it? It's not about the lack of apps. I mean, I had never heard of any one of those that Nick mentioned today. It's been able to use it. So Glenn has said, do people like to see animated or real people? Depends on your target market, Glenn. You'd see the coloring in that video as well. So that's some of my branded coloring into it too. One of my things is I like having fun. So people are used to seeing that video, but they're also, my ideal target market is females in business. Doesn't mean I don't work with males, but that is kind of who I'm targeting it at. So the one I'm going to show you though in a few moments, a slightly different one, and you can see how that one is different. Yeah, thank you, that's okay. When we're finished, if you would like me to, if we have time, I'll bring up that other one that I made just the other day. Because that one was done step by step in the tips that I showed, as I said, on Facebook. And where I brought this is the artificial intelligence, is just amazing. So I brought text in and I put it into the template, and it actually made the structure of the video for me. It put the text into slides. It gave me some examples of pictures. Now I changed those pictures and put some other things in it and whatever, but it gave me the framework. And once you learn how to use them, it's, oh my goodness, it's a bit like Nick. I could probably spend hours doing it, but I wouldn't get anything else done because it's just amazing. So are we right to go on to the next video, or any other questions just before we move on? Okay, streak of silence was their stern reply. So this is another one. Let me just take out the sound again. Okay, so before we go to the next one, which is coming up there now, let me make sure I pause that. Ah, why did that not stop? Cool, there's a couple of questions there, guys. So that one was more of a story one. Okay, hang on. This is very easy software to create videos. Yeah, Vindami. Okay, I haven't heard of that one. Lindy, there are so many. Again, it's being able to put a script in place that will impact people. So the reason that last video, for example, so what my actual ideal client says is, I'm not the techie person, I can't do this computer stuff. It's not my thing. If I can just pay somebody else, or if somebody would just show me, I can't do it. So that's designed and targeted directly to my ideal client. These are based on questions that they are saying. If you'll notice also the length of the videos, guys, they're quite short because these are marketing videos. You can use the same structure if you like. You can use the same apps. You can use anything to make courses online. You can make animated courses, or you can record yourself on them. Nick actually talked earlier about Camtasia. Camtasia is what I call the big boy of editing, in terms of you can bring lots of stuff in, splice and dice it. These ones are designed that you don't have to do as much of that, that you can do really clever marketing videos and get them out quicker. The splicing and dicing is a bit heavier. The first thing I learned was Camtasia, And oh my goodness, when I found some of these things and ways of making them a little bit better, it made all the difference. So sorry, there's something in the chat box. Which tool did I use for the second one? The second one was, I think, InVideo. I also do have Doodly, and I've just one that I put on my Facebook page today, which I've done quite clunkily, purposely. I put 3 or 4 different mistakes in there. It's a brand new one called Doodly Maker, I think. But what is great with that one is you can actually take a YouTube video and you can put the link into that, and it will actually populate what's said on that video. Obviously, it should be your video. It should be your video or somebody's video that you have the permission to use. You can put that video in there. It'll populate what it says, and it'll put some suggested pictures with it. So it kind of takes out the image, but the talking of the video goes into it. And you can have men talking, women. They don't have an Irish accent, that's the other thing. They have an Aussie accent, English accent, all sorts of everything like that. Debbie says, how often do you release a video? Is it part of a bigger marketing campaign? 100% Glenn. I don't do anything without a marketing campaign. I don't do any event. They all have their separate marketing campaign. And if you were to go to my Facebook page at the moment, you will see that I'm talking about video. I'm probably driving people mad. I don't know why, because I have a 2-day video workshop this weekend. That's why. So it's actually, I'm releasing videos, tips on videos, I'm adding value, I'm doing all that, but it is part of a marketing campaign. Absolutely. What's the software? Two softwares.
Oh.
Yeah.
Carmel, can I just interrupt for 2 seconds, just because of making sure I heard you correctly. You said the second tool, did you say InVideo? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I'm going to show you another video, the other one that I've mentioned. I hadn't planned on showing that, but I'm thinking I'm going to show you that one. And it will show you pictures of me and how you can do it in a different way, more of a story as well. And that's an InVideo one. So there's Video Maker FX and InVideo are the 2 ones that I've made most of these videos on. I found InVideo after Video Maker FX, and I went, oh my God, it's so clever and so almost easy to use. But again, it just takes practice. It's like anything else. If you practice enough, if you get somebody to show you enough, and that's what I help people do now, is shortcut it. But it's really important that we use a script called the BLUF when we're doing marketing videos, quite often, which is bottom line on top. So quite often people will, you know, nurse things out and tell you, and then you get the big prize at the end. You want to actually give your big promise in the beginning, or hit them with whatever it is that's really, you know, going to resonate with them. And then the rest of the video is used as evidence to prove that that's true. So I hope that's answered your question, darling. Okay, this was the last video I had to show you, but then I'm going to close down the PowerPoint and I'll find the other video that I just mentioned, and I'll show you that one as well. What's the software again you use? Thank you. Yes, okay, cool. We got that one. Okay, so let me do this last video that I have planned for you. And this one is more of a story. Sorry, not story. Sorry, hang on. Let's get to the next one. And then I stopped sharing my screen by mistake, and that wasn't what was supposed to happen. Sorry, guys. Techie troubles. I'm not the techie person. Now, this is the next one. It's a question, more of a question video, so let me play this one for you. Come on, YouTube. Now, you can see that one. That one is a very, very short and sweet one. And that was just a template video. And I just changed it and did the words in it and that sort of thing. Okay, a couple of questions coming in. InVideo, amazing video creation software. Yes. Video Maker FX, I think it is. That's really cool and to the point. This is it, Debbie. It's absolutely that. Now, I was going to, let me unshare my screen for a second and would you like to see that other video that I did the tips on Facebook and then I actually made it and I can tell you how I made it. So it's a little bit different than these, but it gives you the actual idea of you can use the two same things. Yeah, so yeah, InVideo at the moment, if you want, I actually have a code for a deal on InVideo as well, if you want. I don't know about that one on AppSumo. So let me know if you want the link to that. So would it be good to share that other video with you? I hadn't planned on it, so I have to go look for it, but I'll be a second. Just to show you how you can, using the same apps, do a slightly different video. So bear with me for 1 second. Gosh, I was never this organized, but now I am. Okay, it's this one. All right, so let me get out of that PowerPoint. Okay. And how are we going, guys? Any other questions at the moment? Okay. This is where the fun starts. 1 sec till I share. Okay, just the questions. Yes, please, Video Maker. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know if you can see this one, guys. Just Nick, if you can yell out and let me know if you can hear this one.
That's good. Yep, can see it.
Cool. Awesome. Let's make sure you hear it. You hear music?
Yep, good.
Okay, cool. Okay. Now, I hadn't intended on showing that video, but what I was doing with it was I was giving tips all along on Facebook, and then I put them together and I developed that video. Now that has the colors, it has my brand colors in it. It's a bit longer than most of the marketing videos I would do, but it was actually for a very specific purpose because I was showing people how to put it together. Does that make sense? Cool. Now, guys, we're open to any questions whatsoever. They're just snippets because we just need heaps more time if we want to go any further with anything. So what questions do you have, if anything, or what have you loved about what I've shared with you?
I've got a question if I can ask it.
Sure, Jane.
Hi, so it's Jane here on Gold Coast. I do a lot of, like all my blog posts are recorded because it will be doing a drawing, let's just say, for example, and then I put them into Adobe Rush to edit them, to then upload them to YouTube. What I'd love to do is promote the blog posts by little 30-second to 1 minute videos, sort of like to capture the attention to then go to that blog post or to that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Can you recommend a program that I can just cut that time down to rather than having to edit it all in Adobe Rush, which is going to take a lot of time?
Yeah, because the editing is the killer. It's the same with Camtasia. So do you mean edit your actual YouTube videos?
Yeah, so just to make a little 1 minute snippet to sort of like as a taster, hey, this is a good YouTube video, or this is a good blog post, but it be really like words coming over the top and just quick little 5-second shots at this angle, then that angle.
You can do them. It's in any app really. In InVideo, it'd be really easy to do it. That one I just showed you. So that was me uploading photographs, but it was also then me uploading templated videos. All those things are just videos.
Yeah.
So it's unlimited to what you can do, and it's just a matter of practicing. So you could get, say, 2 or 3 snippets out of your video and have that bit of music that transitions into that, 2 or 3 sentences that you say and transitions back out really easily with these apps. Now, I don't know, how are we going for time, Nick?
Yeah, look, we're doing pretty well. So
okay,
about 10 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, look, if I had more time, I was going to say share my screen and I'd show you how easy it is to do it in one of those things. Because you can literally, that newer one that I've started playing with, you could take your video, YouTube video, you could put the link in and it will actually throw the text in all different scenes. You can get rid of 4 or 5 of them, keep the 2 or 3 you want, and put a beginning and an end at it really easily.
And which one was that? An emoji?
That's the more, a few of them can do it, but the one where you put in the YouTube link is video, no, what is it? Doodly Make or something. It's a brand new one. I've literally just made a ridiculous video with it today because I was playing with it. Oh, sorry to see you go, Michael. But yes, absolutely you can do that. You can do it really easily, Jane. But I just don't have the exact time to do it. InVideo would probably be your best place to start, I would suggest. InVideo. Yeah, that one. Can I quickly show people what it looks like, Nick, or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and it'll be really quick. I hadn't planned on this one, guys, but that's okay. So I'll just show you just how quickly InVideo works. So let me share my screen with you. I always have to get the screen I want up first, so I don't do something silly. So this is InVideo here. And there's lots of different things you can do on it. So you can text to video. So it depends, Jane, if, for example, that you had the text on Otter or something already typed, you can put the text to video and it will give you a quick structure. And I'll show you in a minute an example of that. Blank, you just start, or some of the pre-made templates. So I'll just show you the one that I had been playing with just to show people. That's the one I just did. So this was just a project. I haven't edited it. I haven't done anything with it. I was literally showing people the steps of how to do it, but just to add a bit more value and show you really quickly. So all I did with this was I went into script and I pasted it in here. That was all I did. What it did for me was it brought up all of these random pictures from the words that were in it. So obviously the word was coach was in there. It had a coach. It has just brought up some of those. I can edit each page or delete each page then. And this structure is how I made that last video I showed you. Does that answer your question, Jay?
Yeah, no, that's great. I'll have a
Yeah.
look at that and have a bit of a play around, because my videos, once I've actually sped them up and cut them and edited them, usually are sort of like between 6 and 12 minutes. But if they're not edited, they're usually around an hour.
Yeah.
So it would have to still be, yeah, I'd have to just take some of the little.
What I tend to do is, if I'm aiming for something like that, is I take 3 key points. The unconscious mind loves threes. There's a whole other story to that, but anyway. So I take 3 key points out of it and I would put them into it. So think of who your actual ideal target market is. What do they need to hear? What do they need to know in order for them to then come across to the videos? What do they need to be teased with a little bit to realize? And quite often, and this is a mistake we all made, I've done it myself, is it's not what you want to hear, it's what they want to hear. Biggest illusion about communication is that it's happened. It's nothing to do with what you say, it's everything to do with what they hear. So remember, there's so many elements going on in video that if it's just you talking, it may not be enough. They need to see, you know, like, for example, this image here of the children, you know, celebrating and stuff like that. It's, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, if you want that, as I said, let me know. I have a discount thing at the moment. There's a special, well, I talk nicely to them. And you can add music here. You can upload, this is what I did, was I just uploaded my own photos. So you can upload your own photos here and put them in. You can add team members. There's just so much to actually add in there. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Any other questions, guys? What am I missing? Brivo is amazing, and so is it. I haven't heard of some of these, Karen. And look, there's so many. It's just not even funny. The more recent one, as I said, that I just purchased there, I think it's about 4 days ago. I was playing with it, and you could literally put the YouTube link in and it'll take off the text. There's so many there, but if you don't choose 1 or 2 and actually start focusing on them and start making your videos, you can actually go down this big quagmire of information and stay there. So, and it's really, and how you can shortcut that is actually get somebody else to teach you how to do it. I don't know about you guys, I'm very teachable, is how I like to put it. I'm very teachable. So if you show me how to do it, you know, tell me, show me, and then let me do it myself. That's how I learn really quickly. So guys, that's the top 5 types of videos to use. I hope that you have got amazing value from today. Happy for you to ask any questions before we go. I know I have to hand back over to Nick, but there is a prize for somebody for tonight too. So Nick will tell you a little bit more about that. So if you want to find me on Facebook or anything like that, guys, The Communication Green or Carmel Murphy, you can find me. I'm everywhere on Facebook.
Excellent, excellent. And in fact, if you just Google both of those, they come up as #1. So great job. So yeah, so thanks very much, Carmel. I like there's been some great little tips in that. I've been more of a I suppose a live video person. I haven't really played around with some of the video creation tools that are out there. So yeah, so it was good to you know, see what's possible there, and yeah, some great tools there that make it so easy as well too. So so that was awesome. A couple of other quick questions. What have we got? Do you have a method to script your videos? From Ron. Oh, you're still on mute.
Sorry, I have put myself on mute. I was like, oh, let me go back to it. Yes, I do have a method, and it depends on the purpose of the video. So if I'm doing, you know, a longer video to get people into something or whatever, but one of the things that we use a lot is one I mentioned earlier, which is the BLUF, which is a very specific structure of how to put it together, and it's basically is bottom line on top. So it's really important to have a script. It's great hopping on live, we all do it, but even hopping on lives, I will have 3 key points I want to cover. And I try to stick to those 3 key points. Sometimes, you know, go a bit sideways, but absolutely method. And I'm very fortunate. I work with a multi-millionaire, and he has shared his scripts, his high converting scripts with us. And you would have seen actually in that last video, the color coded script. So if you're doing longer videos, how you need to script them in a way that will keep your audience engaged and make them more likely to buy from you.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much. So I think your prize tonight's got something to do with scripting, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was how to script your first video.
How to script your first video. So
Yeah.
for those of you that are wondering how to put it all together or want a bit of structure to it, that's the prize tonight. So Carmel's got a prize on how to script it all. So let's just flick through to the to our wheel of names, and then we can run the draw there. So hopefully you found that helpful. Just a show of hands, who found that sort of helpful and have got some good useful information you can take away and action? Great, perfect, excellent, that's great, awesome. Excellent. All right, so some of you that are familiar with the Wheel of Names, this is one of my favourite apps for drawing the prize. I actually discovered something with this Wheel of Names as well. So for those that haven't seen it, it's actually wheelofnames.com. And, oops, I didn't mean to draw it. So the person that's going to win the prize is Jane Watson. If Jane
Oh my God. Jane, that's so funny.
Do you know Jane, do you?
No, but wasn't she just asking me questions a moment ago?
No, I'm Jane
no.
Whitford.
Oh, no,
Oh,
Jane
the wrong
Jane.
Jane. Oh, sorry.
Wrong
I thought, oh my
Jane.
gosh.
So
Sorry.
this is Jane Watson, who's in South Australia. I've got a very big web presence there, so absolutely perfect. So congratulations, Jane. So maybe if you just pop your email into private chat there with Carmel,
Yeah.
get in touch. Otherwise, I'll shoot through your details.
Yes, and I didn't mean to sound so excited about the wrong Jane. I'm excited about you too, Jane.
There are two Janes here today. Awesome. All right. I was just going to say, with this, I've spun it again. I didn't want to do that. That's all right. I was actually just going to show you something with the app when it finishes. Okay. All right. Up the top here, it's got this little customize icon here, and you can actually pick a theme. So those of you that use it, if you want to have the Firefox theme, you can customize your wheel with different colors and things as well. So
Stop it. Oh my God, that's amazing.
there is the bonus tip for the bonus app for those of you that want to have some sort of random draw. All right, so let me just stop that. All right, so thanks again, Carmel. Awesome night tonight, and some really good tips there. There'll be some stuff that I'll be playing around with tomorrow, so thank you very much for helping me to use up another 2 or 3 hours tomorrow as I explore some of that. So the next event is next week, so next Tuesday at same time, which is 6 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock West Australia. If you're in between there, when you go to Zoom, it'll tell you the time frame, and New Zealand is 8 p.m. So tomorrow night we have the office hours. So office hours is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's on Zoom as well. We'll pop the link into chat right now. So office hours is a no agenda, no speaker discussion time where you can bring your questions, bring a topic, bring a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or glass of wine, whatever you drink at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it really is, just like a cafe chat about some of the online marketing stuff. We have some really good discussions in there, so it would be awesome to just pop along and chat. How do I share? So Glenn, how do I share Tuesday night event with friends? We will be posting this up on Facebook. The URL for the event next week, we'll pop that into chat as well. So you can actually go and register for it now, and you can use that link there to share with other friends as well. And it's actually easyurl.co/Bosio, B-O-S-I-O. So it's in chat now. So feel free to share it around if you've enjoyed tonight. Look forward to seeing you all again next week. Look forward to seeing some of you get there tomorrow. And once again, thanks very much, Carmel, for sharing your evening with us. Go and have a great night, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Good as always.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.